What's going on, guys? Brother Russia here, back with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And we had got some very interesting news. Looks like over here on the JP side, we are getting a EX part with the EZA for STR, VEGITO, and for physical BUUHAN. So it looks like they actually are getting their EZAs in like just right after the anniversary. So we've got some translations and stuff by the Dokkan wiki here. So the first one we're going to look at is we're going to take a look at STR VEGITO. So they are a Battle of Wits Majin Buu Saga Key 3 180%. This is the base form, by the way. In base form, in their 12 key, they raise defense and then greatly raise attack for one turn and cause colossal damage to the enemy. On their 18 key, they raise defense, greatly raise attack for one turn and cause colossal damage. On their passive, it looks like they get a key +2, attack and defense 200%, reduce damage received by 30%, plus an additional key +2 per type key sphere obtained. Launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super, medium chance of performing a critical hit, attack and defense plus 50%, and launch an additional super upon the character's entry once only, or if HP is 77% or more. Plus an additional damage reduction and chance of performing a crit plus 20% when attacking if HP is 50% or more. So base form, they're actually not too terrible. I think they might actually come out with some good attack stats and stuff like that, probably like in base form. And then once we actually get them transformed, this is kind of like where the big one is going to be. So on his 12 key, greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, cause colossal damage. On the 18 key, he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, causes mega colossal damage, and seals. So the seal is very good, especially like with these new fights, with them being longer fights and stuff like that. You can actually seal some fights towards the end, so that's actually very good. Passive, so they fully recover HP one time, guard all attacks for 3 turns from the start of turn. They get key +5, attack and defense plus 250%, and a high chance performing a crit, plus an additional chance of performing a crit plus 20% with each attack performed within the same turn, plus an additional attack plus 30% within the same turn after receiving an attack, and then reduce damage received by 30%, plus an additional damage reduction of 30% when receiving normal attacks, counter normal attacks with tremendous power, key +2 per key sphere obtained, and then attack and defense plus 77%, and get Scouter for 10 turns from the start of turn. VEGITO sounds like he's going to be pretty crazy. I want to see him in action. I want to see how good he's going to be, but he seems like he's going to be very good. And then on top of that, we also got the translations for BUUHAN here. So BUUHAN is a power absorption or Majin power key 4 180. On his 12 key, he greatly raises attack and then greatly raises defense for one turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. On his 18 key, he greatly raises defense and then greatly raises attack for one turn. So he stacks defense on his 18 key, raises attack on 12 key. And then he greatly raises attack for one turn, causing mega colossal damage. So passive, this is base form. Recovers 20% HP at the start of turn, which is good. So 20% HP recovery at the start of every turn. Key +2, attack and defense 200%. Great chance of guarding all attacks. Why does he have a great chance? Why doesn't he just get a unconditional guard? Okay. Medium chance of evading enemies' attacks, including supers. So he gets a great chance to guard, and then he has a medium chance to dodge. Plus an additional key +2 per type key sphere obtained. Launch an additional super attack Okay, so he just launches an additional super. Plus an additional attack and defense 50% and guards all attacks for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, or if HP is 90% or less from the start of turn. Chance of evading enemies attacks plus 20% and survive KO attacks up to once per turn if HP is 80% or less when receiving an attack. That might actually help in some stages. Okay. Recovers 12% HP if HP is 50% or less at the end of the turn. Okay. That's actually not terrible. I mean, the great chance to guard kind of sucks, and then the medium chance to dodge kind of sucks, but I mean, we can live with that, I guess. As long as his like transform form is good. Let's just hope the transformed is good, because if it is, then we might be okay. So let's see, on the 12 key, raises attack defense for 4 turns and causes colossal damage. On the 18 key, raises attack and defense for 4 turns, causes mega colossal damage, and seals. Passive, recovers 20% HP at the start of turn, which is good. E plus 5, attack and defense 250%, it's good. Launch an additional super for 3 turns from the start of turn. Guards all attacks, that's good. High chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super, that's good. Launch an additional super, good. Plus an additional key plus 2 per key sphere obtained. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50%, and disable enemies' actions once within the turn when performing an ultra super attack for 5 turns from the start of turn. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% starting from the 6th turn. Seals the attacked enemy's super attack for 5 turns. What? Seals the attacked enemy's super attack for 5 turns. That's kind of nutty. Plus an additional attack plus 50% temporarily upon the character's next attack if HP is 50% or more at the end of the turn, or if HP is 50% or less. Wait, what? It's an additional 50% attack temporarily on the character's next attack if HP is 50% or more at the end of turn, or if HP is 50% or less. So he just gets it automatically? So the HP has to be 50% or more at the end of the turn, or if HP is 50% or less. Okay. And recovers 10% HP. I think Boo Tanks is gonna be pretty good. Again, I need to test him out in game, obviously, to see how well he's gonna do. But VEGITO and BUUHAN both look to be very good, especially BUUHAN definitely is gonna be helping with like submission, especially like artificial life forms and stuff like that. He's definitely gonna help on that team because they definitely need it. But the other thing that we got is we've got the data download here for First Form Frieza, which looks to be the next Dokkan Fest unit for JP. It comes with a banner unit Dodoria, which is good. Dodoria does need a good like banner unit. We're getting the EZA for the Bardock team. Hopefully they have a mission so we can actually rainbow him, because it has been so long, like it's so annoying to not have him rainbow. So I hope that they finally give us a mission so we can get that done. And then we have BUUHAN here. So he's actually from Dragon Ball. A lot of people like forget, but yeah, he looks like he's just gonna be a free-to-play unit from Dragon Ball. So let's kind of hop over here to the wiki real quick. So Frieza, he is Planetary Destruction or Space Traveling Warriors Key 3 170%. I guess the additional 30% to Inhuman Deeds or Terrifying Conquerors. Why couldn't they just make him an Inhuman Deeds like leader? Because we still don't have one, man. Like I don't get it. Let's see, super. He stacks attack, raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack. greatly lowering attack is good. Passive activates the entrance animation once. Attack and defense 100%. Launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super for 5 turns from the start of the turn when there are 2 or more space traveling warrior category allies at the start of the character's attacking turn. Okay, so you kind of want to run him on a space traveling warrior team. Key plus 3 attack and defense 150%, plus an additional attack and defense 150% when attacking, plus an additional defense 20%, and a chance of performing a crit plus 10% per Terrifying Conqueror's category ally on the team, plus an additional attack 100%, and launches an additional super starting from the turn in which the character performs a 5th attack in battle, plus an additional attack 100% and a chance of performing a crit plus 50% when there is a pure Saiyan category enemy, and if that enemy is a low class warrior category enemy, launch an additional super. Okay. There's a lot to digest here. So let's see. So he launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super for 5 turns if you have 2 or more space traveling warrior category allies attacking in the same turn from his intro, basically. 3 key 150% attack and defense, additional 150% attack and defense when attacking, an additional 20% defense and a chance of performing a crit plus 10% per Terrifying Conqueror category ally on the team, an additional 100% attack, and launch an additional super starting from the turn in which the character performs the 5th attack, and then another 100% attack and a chance of performing a crit 50% when you're fighting a pure Saiyan, and if they're a low class warrior, then you launch an additional super. Basically, if you're fighting, I don't know, Bardock squad members, Turtleses, or like Saiyan Saga Gokus, then you're gonna get that, but otherwise, I mean, you're probably not gonna see the additional super because of the low class warrior category being so limited. It has an active skill, causes ultimate damage to the enemy and disables enemy's action 1 time. Let's see, can be activated when there's a low class warrior category enemy. Can be activated when there's a pure Saiyan category enemy starting from the 3rd turn, or can be activated from the 5th turn from the start of battle. There's like 3 different like conditions. So automatically can activate against low class warrior, 3rd turn if you're fighting a pure Saiyan, 5th turn unconditional. Strongest clan of space, universe's most malevolent, Frieza's army, thirst for conquest, big bad bosses, fear and faith, fierce battle. And he's on transformation boost, wicked bloodline, terrifying conqueror, inhuman D, space traveling warrior, gifted warriors, planetary destruction. I don't know, man. This is like, I don't know. I guess I have to kind of test him out and play with him in the game to see how well he's gonna do, but just like based on this right here, he doesn't seem super impressive. Seems kind of bland. I mean, if he's on a team with space traveling warriors and terrifying conquerors, he can get more, more boosts from his passive. And then if he's fighting a pure Saiyan if he's fighting a pure Saiyan category enemy, then he can do, extra damage and then extra crit. So he seems kind of bland. I've seen the animations and stuff for him. I really think that they created this unit around the same time they made like Tech Bardock, because he's pretty much like the opposite to Tech Bardock in this sense. So I mean, they both came from basically like the same, like, I guess, movie / special, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. I feel like this is a maybe like a 2020. This has to be like a 2022 unit, essentially. 2022, early 2023 unit. Definitely not a 2024 unit, unfortunately. So once again, extreme class unit is in the mud. And then Dodoria, he's an Inhuman Deeds subcategory for leader, 3 key, 130%. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning. Passive, he gets key +2, attack and defense 115%, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. He gets an additional attack plus 10% up to 50%, and a chance of performing a crit plus 6% up to 30% with each attack performed. Inhuman Deeds category, allies key +2, attack and defense 50%. That's good. That he's a support unit. That's very good. Launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super for 5 turns from the start of turn. Is this like their new thing? Like for 5 turns? Is this like a new thing that they enjoy doing now? Plus an additional attack and defense 100% and a chance of performing a crit plus 50% starting from the 6th turn. Launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super when there's an ally on the team whose name includes Frieza. And if that ally is attacking on the same turn, guard all attacks. Okay, so you run him on rotation with Frieza, you put him in slot 1, let him guard, he supports, yada yada yada. Too bad he's only on Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds, and Space Traveling Warriors, so he's not really on a whole lot of categories. And then he's got a Brutal Beatdown, Coward, Frieza's Minion, Frieza's Army, Loyalty, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. Hold on, does he only share, what, 2 links with that Frieza? What is it, Frieza's Army and Fierce Battle? Yeah, Frieza's Army and Fierce Battle. That's all he's got. That's all he shares with Frieza. And they want you to run him with Frieza in the same turn? Okay. I don't know. Dodoria might be okay. I mean, if you just run him as a support unit, he'll probably be okay for Inhuman Deeds, but that's pretty much where I see the end of him. And then we have what? Bardock. There wasn't any translations for him there, so let me see. So Bardock squad, key 4, 130%. He gets key +3, attack and defense 100%. Increases attack by 50% when supering. For each ally in the team's Bardock team category, you get an extra 1 key up to 5. Attack and defense 20% up to a maximum of 100%. If there's an ally in the Bardock team category participating in the attack beside yourself, defense will increase by 50% and an additional super will be activated. Super allies attack and defense 50% up. Bardock team category allies key +1 attack and defense further increased by 20%. So it doesn't look terrible. I mean, for a free-to-play unit, he's not gonna be bad. I mean, you'll just run him on his own team with, you know, all the free-to-play units. That's about it. I don't really see him getting much more play other than that. 12 key greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, cause huge damage to the opponent. And then on the 18 key, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the opponent, and increases attack of superclass allies by 30% for 1 turn. So you kind of want to run them in like slot 1 to boost up the rest of the team. And then we got BUUHAN here. Conquest of Fear. Is that Terrifying Conquerors? Category key 3, 50%. It's key +2, attack and defense 240%. Reduce damage received by 50%. When attacked, increase attack by 240% during that turn. Attack and defense of all enemies will decrease by 24%. Okay. If you're attacked 7 or more times during battle, you will be blocked from special attacks during your next turn. And from that turn onwards, your damage reduction will be reduced by 20%. Okay, if you're attacked 10 or more times during battle, you'll be stunned once during your next turn. If HP is 50% or above when attacked, disable air bullet. Oh, I think it's like Ki Blast. Disable Ki Blast special attacks. Huh. Okay, that's a weird kind of wonky unit. Super greatly raises defense for 3 turns, causes mess damage to the enemy, has a high chance of knocking him out. Is that stun? Yeah, it's gotta be stun. Knocking him out. His best partner is LR Pilaf. I don't know, man. This is just like a goofy free-to-play unit. Whatever. That's funny. And then one last thing, we'll just double check everything. So we have Proton over here, of course. Huge shout out to Proton for everything that he does for us. So let's see, there's a promo movie. Obviously we got the Dokkan Fest First Form Frieza. We got the banner unit Dodoria. We got the free-to-play BUUHAN, and then the Team Bardock EZA. Let's see. Growth event seeking more power. God level intense training. Okay, so growth event of veteran warrior. Growth event Ginyu Force. EZA area for Team Bardock edition. Dragon Ball Story. Charge Red Ribbon Army Part 1. I think this is like the kind of like the nuking event, like the AoE event. Super Memorial. Goku and God Destruction. Okay, so they added stages 7 through 9 for LR Beerus. That's good. Dokkan event, Terrible Authority and Tragedy. That's for Frieza. We got the EZA battle for VEGITO and BUUHAN. Battlefield 72. We got the Trade Jewel, Support Memory, and a wallpaper. So, see, Frieza, we got Dodoria, we got BUUHAN, we got this General White boss card, Colonel Silver boss card. Okay, so events. Okay, easy area for Bardock. We got that. Oh, that was a Dragon Ball Story event. Yeah, so you farm up the BUUHAN. Yep, that's the EX skill orbs for Beerus. Dokkan event for Frieza. EZA battles. EZA battles. 72. Secret treasure box opening ticket. This is like the Whis event. Secret treasure can be obtained, can be exchanged for secret treasure. Okay. So apparently there's tickets to exchange. New support memory. First friend for 2 turns from the start of battle. Boys/girls or android category. Which one's boys/girls? Okay. So boys/girls or android category. Attack and defense and crit rate of all allies 8% up 1 time. Oh, and there's a wallpaper. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty cool wallpaper. Okay. Well, there we go. So that's everything that we got in the data download. EZA coming for LR VEGITO. EZA coming for LR Gotenks, or Buu tanks, I should say. The new, or the stages 7 through 9 for Beerus for his EX skill orbs are there. LR Team Bardock is going to get an EZA. Hopefully they give us the final card from like a mission or something to get him rainbowed. And then we have Dokkan Fest First Form Frieza coming. So JP's got a lot of stuff coming along the way, even after the anniversary is over. So there you guys go. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. And if you did, consider hitting that like button. And if you guys are new here, consider subscribing as well. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.